She's getting approval minutes, from June 23rd. I make a motion to accept the minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, I make a motion to, recognize, this young gentleman. You may stand up and make your presentation.
Hi, my name is Jack Merrill. I am a Life Scout from the Painted Troop 99. I would like to introduce me for the idea for me to be able to do an Eagle Scout project at our park, which would be me redoing and replacing the boards on the bleachers for the softball, baseball diamonds. This would mean we would be replacing all boards and painting frames and then putting new boards on. We'll be getting the boards from RP Lumber, getting the paint from Bruner Auto Supply, and the hardware with all the bolts and stuff from Norton's hardware. The price for this would be from $3,500 to $4,000. I plan to do a Save-A-Lot cookout and go to from businesses for find donations, and if needed, a GoFundMe. I will be taking these bleachers from the park to our house on our rollback to work on them there. And then after they are done, we will return them and take more. We've had thoughts on replacing the benches in the dugouts and making a bat holder for the North Diamond dugout.
Okay. Do you see? I
Okay,
think,
you're gonna need permission from the council to
right,
do the repairs.
at 7 o'clock, yeah. And then also,
We'll have to bring that up.
Kim said his parents will have to sign a waiver.
Yeah,
Okay, and they're aware of that as well.
okay.
Okay. Does anyone have any objections to this Boy Scout, project?
Absolutely not.
All
No.
right.
Wonderful.
Yes, that's our usual mode of operation.
The only thing I would say is talk to Nathan England at the park, because a lot of times things happen and he's the last guy to ever hear about them. So just start off talking to him, and then it'll
We'll make
go,
sure he knows
Yeah.
what's going on.
it'll go all smooth.
Okay, talking to who again?
Nathan at the park that works for the street department, just keep him informed on park things and
Yeah,
they go easier.
Thank you very much. Okay. And, the committee recognizes Pain of Pride, talking about their donation booth at Kitchell Park. Who wants to talk?
I'm Patty Haynes, and the last, council meeting, they started discussing it, and, they're not real hip on us putting a concrete slab where it would be more of a permanent structure, which we're fine with. If we just leave it in the park, if anybody's ever volunteered and painted it for good things to happen in painting it, you realize that you're dealing with a very small amount of volunteers, and we just don't have the volunteers. Plain and simple, we don't.
Okay, Glenn, you were talking about the,
the old ticket booth, I'm gonna say the entrance, why couldn't that be used as your ticket booth?
Can I say why? It's, well, they'd have to drive backwards. And inside of that, there is a bunch of exposed electricity. I'm just going off of memory, but the last time I was in there, I feel like there was a lot of wires and panels and things that aren't up to snuff. I have grandkids that work in this booth. And I don't think it's safe for kids to be in there.
I just always thought it had storage, you know,
There-
like
there's-
just stuff we don't deal with on a day-to-day basis is in there. I've never been
I didn't
into.
really know it was accessible, honestly.
Well,
Yeah, we thought it was.
It could be
we
made,
spent some money on, fixing it up and that I thought that would be a plus, that's my idea. Other than that, I think that our, city crew could move your booth so that it would not be a distraction of the park out there.
I would like to know why is it a distraction? Honestly, I'm just, I mean, it can be painted to match the other buildings. I know Painted Pride has plans, at Chris's request, or the park, whoever's over the park, to paint the Santa Claus house to match the Chautauqua, and we would do that as well. You know, we would take everything out of it. I don't know what kind of distraction it is. You know, we would landscape around it, put some shrubs that are not high maintenance. I know Greg mentioned that it sits currently over our main, water main or main thing. We can move it a little bit. It's detrimental to the building to move it back and forth. So,
how did it get there?
yeah.
Tom Morrell?
Who would know that he would be in our audience? We did not drag him up here.
But here's the deal, I mean, I love you, okay?
I feel it.
But the soccer shed kind of sort of set a precedent. And then here comes the Santa Claus house. I'm not anti-Santa Claus. And then here comes another one. And there's a lot of organizations in town. And if they ask to stick a building in the park and we all go to court, they're gonna, I mean, that's a legal thing. When you start letting people do stuff and then you won't let the next one work.
But we signed an agreement with the city that we would be held to move the shed, take the shed off, the Santa house, off the city property within 90 days if we stop doing the lights.
I think the Santa Claus thing is already done.
Yeah, but to get it, a couple of years ago, we had to sign that agreement because the city realized that they have the soccer shed sitting out there and it wasn't a city-owned property or something. So that led them down that path.
Right, and that was a mistake, and the next thing I think is a mistake. And the more mistakes we make, the more we're open up to we don't know who's the next person that's gonna come in and wanna put something there. And Patty, we will pick it up with the forks, and if you want it in the soccer shed, we'll put it there.
You can't put it in the soccer shed,
Yeah,
it won't fit.
tried
We
that.
did try
We
that.
tried it.
Tom tried that the
We'd love
last
to
time.
put
he
it in
was
there, but.
Yeah, because I thought, well, this will be easy, we'll just put it in the soccer shed,
Well, Chris
but
has
it
said
doesn't fit.
he'll put it wherever you want it, but he doesn't want it in the park. I wish he was here to say that, not me. Because I get the job of being the Grinch that hates Christmas. When my grandkids work out of the thing you're talking about. But we're setting ourselves up, I mean, the word precedent is a legal term that will be mentioned in court if anybody wants to do anything, put their own, the next people may not be you.
Well,
You
how
know.
did the baseball association get?
They don't own none of that stuff. They get permission to build things and they don't own it. If some kid wants to turn on the lights on the baseball diamond, he flips the switch. We pay the bill.
But you still have a shed out there for
They
all
have,
their.
they have a concession stand and a bathroom, they got all kinds of stuff, but the city owns it. I mean, that's the mistake that was made with the soccer shed. The city should have said, if you wanna build that, it's gonna be ours. Because we're just opening ourselves up more and more
But
to.
the city was the
And
one
now
that
it's
didn't
all-
I'm
want
not
the
saying it's
Santa.
your fault.
But-
This one is your fault because you just flopped her out there and didn't take it home when you were done with it.
But the
It's there
city,
6 months later, nobody's used it for 6 months.
the soccer shed was used was
We're not
sitting
talking
out
about
there.
it, we're talking about this booth.
I get
We'll
that.
move it anywhere you want.
But the whole deal was, the city did not want to see the Santa house being moved around the park. What's the difference between the Santa house and the
I don't,
donation?
there's nobody named the city, right? Somebody wanted it
We were
moved out,
called into a
and
meeting.
you did talk them into letting them, you leave it there. It's there, I'm not trying to get it moved. I'm just saying, the more things we put out there, the bigger the chance that somebody else wants to put something there.
So is there a spot close by that it can be stored?
Once it's picked up by the Forks, it doesn't matter how far we're going. I think Tom Morrell wants it in his shed.
No, we don't.
No, we're not.
We'll take it,
We do
Chris,
not have one.
the
And
city will take it
we
to
don't
the,
have the time. We're very well aware of the,
we're trying to work with you. Chris is gonna move it. I mean, unless his boss is telling no. And we'll put it wherever you want. If you want, we will put it at the sewer plant in our pole barn. We put the Santa Claus house, the first time we moved it, we put it in the road on the east side of the sewer plant office. I'm talking way too much. These guys need to figure it out.
It's beyond me.
Is that, I don't even know where that's at. Sounds like.
no, it's out
South
at the,
Paragon.
by the high school.
South
Where the
Paragon.
gun ranges, where the police center,
Oh,
it's kind of out in that area. I mean,
so is
it's-
it protected? Is it
South of the
well
border.
lit? I mean,
It's
is it-
inside a fence.
yeah,
I
okay.
mean, it's safe,
It's locked
yeah.
every night. It's
I mean, I
locked
don't
every
even
night.
think most people would even know it was out there, because it was on the other side of their building.
That's where Kent Taylor hides stuff from Joe Coleman.
But, I mean,
If we,
I gotta quit talking.
yeah, I mean,
But I mean, it is, there's a chance of
Yeah.
a legal
it's just the
precedent
fact
being
that
set.
next year, you know, we'll have new.
so will there be an agreement written up so that next year when Patty and I aren't here, if we're not, you know, what's the agreement? And the new painted pride officers and the new
I would
aldermen?
assume that when you need it there, we can put it there.
So then, will that, is this gonna go to the council meeting tonight to agree that? Or is this just something that has to be okayed by the street department, Chris? or
Do we have to bring it up?
I mean, you
before
could do it
maybe?
as simple as talking to Chris,
I just-
or you could let these guys vote on
We just need to know. Or do you wanna go further?
No.
it.
We just wanna know that when we
I
say, hey,
noticed that
it's
it's still
November.
sitting out there 6 months down the road, and I know that that is not what we agreed upon. So we talked about, maybe they'll let us keep it there. I didn't realize that Chris was against it whenever I
Well,
spoke to him. He did not make it sound like that. But
All we can see
we're
is,
running into the same problem as the Santa house. We don't want it out there. But do you guys realize how much of a benefit happens by Paint a Pride taking this on and putting it out in our beautiful park? We had over 6,000 cars go through there last year.
and they wanna work with you, but it's opening us up to the next unknown, who knows? The Elks, the Moose, the VFW, any civic-minded place can build whatever they want if we keep letting it happen, because they would be able to stand in court and say, you let these guys do it, why can't we do it?
I think that it should be on Chris's, annual agenda, annual whatever tickler list. In November, he moves the Santa ticket booth to the park. In January, he moves the Santa ticket booth from the park. It's just gonna be a rotation, and it's not gonna be questionable, oh, I don't know anything about that, to the next,
Right.
next council or to the next.
Chris will retire someday. Is this
We
the
just
same
need to know
thing?
it's an agreement, so, because it's hard for us to
If
get
you wanna
somebody.
make an agreement with these guys,
And
have at
it
it.
don't need to be anything, I just need to know that everybody knows that we're on the same page, and someday we can go back to January 28th, or January, July 28th, 2025, and said, we met with them and this is what we all agreed on.
Can I ask how hard it would be to look into turning that ticket booth into like a full-time donation place?
Even
Or at
in the
least for
park?
like events?
I think you'll have a guy read the deed that says you're not supposed to charge anybody to get in the park, and the right people reading that's gonna say,
Is that?
You might wanna-
But hold on,
hold on.
accepting
Hold on,
donations is
donation
very
is
different from
it
charging
is,
people a
it
fee.
is, but I
You're
don't.
not forcing people
I'm
to
fascinated.
pay money, it's just open, I've seen lots of parks do, like have donation boxes and
You're
stuff.
not saying stupid stuff, you're right. But somebody's gonna read that deed and has said stupid things about, you gotta take the advertisement off the fence at the baseball game. And they've come up here and they've told them to take it down. I mean, the deed says you can't have alcohol or cuss in a park, okay? I mean, there's some weird stuff in there.
Oh, I remember when Lucas had some really weird things too. Their main parks, that's just crazy. But I just didn't know if it was like, if it was literally feasible
Because, I
for
mean,
that.
that'd be great for the park even though, to have like a donation spot for people
For
to be
paint,
able
not for the
to.
park, but for Painted Pride.
Like, or just for like the parks and, or like even just for the parks revitalization, committee even, so that way they could be able to improve all the parks in town, not just.
I should stop talking, these people run the place.
So what do you think?
What do you guys feel?
I think we need to make an agreement that the booth, if you want it there, that it goes up November or whatever month, that month, then 1 month after you shut it down, it's gone from there again. And we find a place to store it.
That's fine, if we need somebody to promise us that the
Well, that's
city
what
will
I'm
take
saying.
care of moving it.
We'll need to
And
make
we'll
an
be happy.
agreement that Chris or our street department will be able to move it. But you're gonna say a time that you want the booth there, and then when it's over, we will remove it. And
We
we'll
already-
try to find a place to store it. Don't
We
you
already
think,
filled
Greg?
out a event thing, from Kim Toberman that has all of our dates, so she could just go by that and say, hey, it looks like they're gonna start putting stuff out in the park November 1st, could you get that there within the next week and a half, 2 weeks? I mean, it doesn't have to be there until we
No.
start the lights, we turn the lights on.
I know that.
So-
I'm just saying, we'll make a date, November the 1st to January 31st, because it'll be over with by then. And that way, it's gonna be stored. You're not gonna have to worry about somebody taking it out there, destroying it, or anything like that, and
Then we have
just
to,
make an agreement.
we have
Don't you
to
think,
check
Rick?
with Kent too, to make sure that
Well,
there is
we'll have to find out.
storage space.
If he wants it out of the sewer plant, or if, Chris has got a place that he'd rather, that wouldn't be as far to take it,
Right.
and make it an agreement that you guys agree with it.
We just want an agreement so that we know
Well,
it's gonna continue to happen. If we would step away from it, or if you guys would step away from being alderman, that it's already set, we're
That's what I'm
going with
saying.
it from here until we are done.
Another new bunch comes in here, then you've already, hey, here's what it is.
Yeah.
We're just trying to make something nice.
Yeah, we can make up an agreement, don't you think, Greg?
Yeah, I'm all for it being used when it's being used. The idea of it landing there permanently just makes the next person have a almost legal argument to put their thing in the park permanently.
Okay.
Be a written agreement like we did on Santa Claus house.
What's that?
That'd be a written agreement like we did on Santa Claus house.
Okay,
That way there's no questions on it.
okay, so do we have to have somebody make up that agreement, or we gotta discuss it with Chris first to make sure, and Kent to see if it's okay to place it over there?
They'll be here tonight.
Okay,
And then you'll just have Steve Hart draft an agreement with all the terms in it that everybody agrees to, and
right,
then that's what you'll take to council.
okay, bring it to council tonight.
Santa Claus house.
Just print the Santa Claus one and scratched out Santa Claus and put ticket booth.
That means it'll
No,
become
because
permanent
that
then.
would be part of the park.
Well,
And we get, that's
could
what
do
you
the
guys are
opposite
saying.
of that. We could do the opposite.
Yeah, that's what you guys are saying, no, we don't want in the park, so we need something to just transportate, we just want a promise of
We
transportation.
like what you're doing in the park, we wanna help, but we can't just start building permanent stuff or everybody's gonna want to.
You can't take the sewer plant, everything will be tore up down there, under construction,
See, this guy won't let you do
not down there.
See?
Now we're back to square
it.
one.
Even if you sign the paper first.
Exactly.
Okay,
I don't wanna see.
so we just have to find a storage spot for it,
No, we don't want to talk.
or maybe.
I can't imagine that they're gonna tear up stuff inside of the pole barn, but whatever, Scotty runs that.
They're moving stuff all around down there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public opportunities to address our committee, any other public information? No? Okay, then I,
Make a motion to adjourn.
make a motion to adjourn. Thank you.
Read off.